The AK-205 Carbine is honestly one of my favorite weapons of Battlefield 6 so far, and that might sound crazy, because on paper, it has clear downsides. It's got a relatively midline base damage, midline fire rate, and that equals to making close quarters fights feel dangerous. But those weaknesses are more than compensated for by its strengths. It's not only best in class, but best in game precision and control. Out of all automatic weapons in the game, it has the highest precision and control stat, and to pair, it has unique attachment options that most automatic weapons don't get. And the performance of this thing scales dramatically as you level it up. So in this video, I want to show you what to watch for when playing with it, where it shines, how to use it, and for a lot of you, whether it's worth ranking up to get to its max potential. I'm going to cover stats, ranges, TTKs, multiple setups like full commit builds to suppression to hybrid style builds. And what you see on paper with this thing isn't the full story at all, because this carbine rewards players who can land shots. And this is one of the easiest weapons in the entire game to do just that. It holds your hand a little bit too. And keep in mind, with mostly all the clips today that I'm showing in this video, I'm holding down the trigger. It is max bloom. There's no tap firing, nothing like that. This is legitimately the most accurate automatic weapon in Battlefield 6. What I want to go over first is the range, damage, time to kill, and fall off. Battlefield 6 uses a staircase fall off system. In some games, you take a step back, that damage scales, gets lower, the number gets smaller, but in Battlefield 6, the damage drops off into distinct zones at distance rather than increasing continuously per meter. So the base zone is 0 to 9.5 meters. It deals 20 to the body, and the headshot multiplier is 1.34 at base. That means the headshot's 26.8 damage. The TTK to the body is 5 bullets, 0.33. The headshot TTK is 4 crits, 0.25. So as I go here, you're going to see the base numbers as a weakness. The base body TTK at point blank is on the slower side, believe it or not, 0.33. You're going to get chewed up in super close quarters if you don't land crits, but even if you do, its base headshot TTK gets beat by most body shot TTKs of other weapons. After 9.5 meters, you go to zone 2, 9.5 to 21.5. 18 to the body, 24 to the crit, 6-shot body shot for 0.41 seconds, a 4-shot headshot for 0.25, and there's also a hybrid, 3 crit 2 body for 0.33. That's for a 5-bullet kill. Zone 3 is 21.5 to 36.5 meters. Deals 15 to the body, 20 to the head. 7-shot body TTK for 0.5. 5 headshots is 0.33. There's a hybrid 6-bullet kill, 4 body, 2 crit for a 0.41. Then zone 4 is 36.5 to 75 meters. Deals 14 to the body, 19 to the head, an 8-shot body shot kill for 0.58 seconds, a 6-shot headshot for 0.41, and then the damage floor, 75 meters and out, like up to 250 meters, 300 meters. You're going to see this number like forever. It does 12 to the body, 17 to the head for a 9-shot body shot at 0.66 seconds, a 0.41 headshot with 6 headshots. But believe it or not, you're going to be taking a ton of duels 75 meters and beyond, and that's nuts. On the full range chart, you can see how it comes together, but again, not the full story at all, because what changes everything is synthetic rounds. We also have hollow points, but synthetic rounds make all this up. Not too many weapons get this. They're the game changer, they're the equalizer. Hollow points increase the headshot multiplier from 1.34 to 1.5. Synthetic rounds increase the headshot multiplier from 1.34 to 1.75. With synthetic rounds added, the AK can 3-shot headshot inside 9.5 meters, and crucially, push reliable 4-shot headshots out to 75 meters. With how accurate this weapon is, it brings it all together. It turns what looks like just a middling damage profile that shoots water balloons and pillows to a legitimate mid to long range dueling tool. With hollow points, the 1.5 headshot multiplier, you can land a 4-shot headshot out to 21.5. Synthetics is where it's at, up to 75 meters. There's no other automatic weapon that you can be 80, 100, 120 meters away, hold down the trigger, and dot people up. Just absolutely crush them. And as I keep going, we're going to add to this. It has some other cool attachments that adds to how it functions. Because of its insanely high base precision and control stat, the bloom is tiny, the recoil is minimal. Bullets land very close to where the reticle is, and it's not jumping very much, even when holding full auto. And this makes landing headshots, them actually connecting at range, much easier, way more reliable than any other automatic weapon in Battlefield 6. And also remember, controller players get roughly 25% less recoil than M&K, so no matter what input you're on, this thing shoots lasers, it's on a rope. It is point and shoot. And after the magazine, I want to get to the barrel, specifically the 314mm heavy prototype. This improves sustained firing accuracy, meaning the longer you hold the trigger, the better your effective accuracy becomes. This is combined with the very high precision base stat. They go hand in hand. The barrel reinforces the weapon's identity. It's designed to be held down, which is crazy, but it excels at being held down. Holding down the trigger is what it wants you to do. It can and does outpace opponents at range with tight shots. And like I said, all the clips in this video, I'm holding down the trigger. It's insane. At the time of recording, I've played a lot with this weapon. It's up to like level 63 and climbing. And I'm going to be as clear as I can be. The heavy prototype barrel and the synthetic tips are married to the AK-205. Think of them as just part of the weapon. The heavy barrel reinforces how you use the weapon, holding down the trigger, committing to sustained fire, and the synthetic tips help you out tremendously. They turn otherwise slow TTK windows into rewarding like lasers. Even a 5-bullet kill is very meaningful. Like if you get a single headshot in with these synthetic tips, it can swing the fight, and you're doing that at a distance. So from here on out, the heavy barrel, synthetic rounds, they're locked in. They're always going to be there. And that means with the points that we have left over, things are going to get switched around, and there's only so many points to go around. But even so, you can still drastically change what it does and what you want out of it. But the barrel and synthetic tips, I feel they're needed. I feel they're what makes the bones of the AK. And after the builds, I want to walk through the playstyle so you understand why I chose that path and why those need to be there. My first setup is an all-in long-range build. It's my favorite and the one that's performed the absolute best. Heavy prototype barrel, synthetic tips, double port compensator for the muzzle for reduced recoil, and the classic vertical grip to clamp recoil down even more. We have the base 30-round magazine, and there's going to be a sight of your choice, and the sight does matter. I personally cycle between the 2 Pro 1.25x, the BF 2.5, and the Baker 3. On large maps with long sight lines, the Baker 3 is phenomenal. It will routinely pop targets at 100 plus meters. Does that way easier than any other ones, but the other ones can too. But with this setup, you're stacking precision and control. And as I was using this weapon, it's one of the things I wanted to try to figure out. Like, do stat sticks matter more than, let's say, improving the recoil a certain way? Like some of the muzzles drastically reduce horizontal recoil, some vertical and horizontal. And through playing with all these things, the stat sticks are what really matter. Getting those stats high. This is the most precision and control you can get with the heavy barrel and the synthetic tips. And the thing barely moves under sustained fire. And that tiny bloom means the bullets are going to land pretty much where your reticle is. As a matter of fact, it's kind of hard for it to bloom far away. There's nowhere for them to go. The synthetic rounds amplify the headshot damage, and you will be landing crits with this thing. You're always going to want to be trying to land crits. That's the trick. And it's built in a way that you can. This setup allows you to do that a little bit easier. And no other weapon feels like this. No other weapon can you just get into a long range duel, hold down the trigger the entire time, and win fights. And it does it way more often than you'd expect. It can be dominant at a distance. And there's also a variant for controller players, M&K 2, if you just want like a slightly different recoil feel. You're going to swap the classic vertical grip for the 6H64 vertical, move the muzzle to the compensated brake. And remember with that brake, that's the one that reduces both vertical and horizontal recoil a little bit more aggressively than anything else. It results in a different shooting experience. I mean, the AK by itself, very little horizontal and vertical recoil, just a little down tension, you're going to level it out. Controller players, it might be worth using though. And all in all, who knows, you might just like it better. We're all a little bit different. And with this one, the precision, the control numbers look good. Again, on paper, you have reduced recoil, actual different recoil pattern because of that brake. But like I said, using this thing and testing it, this all-in configuration performed better. And it's a muscle memory a little bit as you start using this thing a ton. And how I have it set up originally, that very first one with full control and precision, it's just night and day consistent. Next, I've had a lot of success with the suppressor. This is for mobility, stealth. It's the heavy barrel synthetic tips, the standard suppressor. And the difference going up from here is there's one that costs a little bit more. It gives you a little bit of recoil control, but it adds extra sway. Don't like that, so we might as well just go with the 20. The 6H64 vertical grip, you get some control stat in with it, and you're gaining the ability to reposition better, like contest objectives a little bit better. And another thing you can do with this, another version of it, is the standard suppressor, heavy barrel, 40-round magazine, synthetic tips, and the mag hatch. And that's the ergonomics on the back. And the mag hatch is a really undervalued attachment. So you get a little bit faster reload on a 40-round magazine, you're suppressed, improved reload speed, you have a little bit better uptime, and the ability to kind of trade longer fights around flax or choke points is really good if you do it like this. So if you want to be a tad more aggressive and still kind of stealthy, you can do that. There's a couple things you can do. You can switch some things around, maybe try an angle grip if you want, but we need to be honest about the AK and the play style of it. To me, what's crazy, it has great control and precision in the first place, so that's naturally going to give it great hip fire because the cones are small, everything starts small, well. It's very accurate. But the truth is, it gets torn up roughly 15 meters in end because of the base damage profile. It just gets dumpstered. Really good about 20-21 meters, but excels beyond that. Like if I'm being rushed in close quarters, I often find myself swapping to the M44 revolver. That's how much the AK struggles and how much confidence I have in it. That said though, if you land headshots, it's fine because you have the synthetic tips. It's a 3-shot headshot. That's a .16 TTK. Now we're talking, that's lightning fast, but at close range with movement, that's asking a lot. Without those headshots, you're just gonna lose to more dedicated close quarters weapons, and honestly, just most weapons. But that's the design. The AK rewards distance, patience, and headshots. And I find that's what's really cool about it, because every weapon should have strengths and weaknesses, and you can position yourself to strengths. The further away the enemy is, the more often you can take advantage. And what I found, what's so good about the AK, its calling, is finding others sleeping. And what do I mean by that? We all do it. You see it multiple times a game. You're gonna do it multiple times a game. And since it happens so much, it makes the AK shine. It's this transition of looking for targets that we do, right? You get to a spot, and some people just flat out get posted up, but you get to a spot, you survey the area, you look down a lane. This right here is where the AK eats people alive. All it takes is a split second. The AK-205 punishes that, because by the time they can react, it's over. If you do this with other weapons that aren't as accurate, shots can bloom, shots can miss, they can react, they can get to cover, but not with the AK. Like straight up, especially 80 plus meters, 100 meters versus snipers specifically, they're not used to what the AK does. They don't see it. They see an automatic weapon, so they stay in there. They kind of stay in the pocket. They don't get down, they don't recover, they try to ego challenge you, and if they do that, you get them a ton of the time. Because at these ranges, as crazy as it sounds, 50, 100 meters, 120, it's only a matter of time. The sustained fire, it's very accurate. It will get downs. And players I've gone against have zero respect for it. I love it. You're gonna be in gunfights at all ranges, but you wanna take duels 30 to 80 meters and even beyond 80. There's a ton of long shots in this video, 80, 90, 100 plus meters. This weapon can do it consistently, especially if you have that control precision setup that I talked about first. That's what you need to be doing. It's not too good in close range. You navigate the map to where you're the outside looking in instead of the inside looking out, really. And if you get on the inside looking out, like if you're defending, make sure you're in a spot where short lanes have a tough time getting to you, if that makes sense. Because another thing about this, that if you are aiming well, it's just a 4-shot period, and it's got a very fast TTK. So it doesn't matter if it's 20 meters, 25 meters, 15. Like if you land headshots, you're gonna get them. And this mid-range, this 30 plus meter, a lot of weapons have issues with that distance. Some are good, some are fine, some are terrible. Like this guy right here, just across the street, he was tap firing at mid-range. The bullets were just blooming. You could see the bullets flying everywhere. That's your advantage. Negligible bloom. The AK does not do that. And because of that, the AK is viable and it's legit. But for it to be legit, you need the synthetic rounds, you need the heavy prototype barrel. And yes, those are high up in the ranking grind. But if you unlock them and build the gun out, it will perform. I love this thing. It has a very particular skill set. It asks you to play a certain way. And when you do, it can dominate. It's fun, it's precise, and with a little bit of time in your hands, I think it might become one of your favorites too. Don't sleep on it. If you do here, remember to hit the subscribe button. And if you are subscribed, thank you so much for your support. Let's talk about the AK-205 down below. What are your thoughts on it? Are there any ways that you like to run it? Let's talk about it and help each other out. Thank you for watching. And until the next one, I am CoolGuy.